Welcome to this last part of the lesson here. I'm going to do some practice with you, and this time you're going to do a little bit more of this work on your own. So here we have our long division problem, 948 divided by 6. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to go ahead and write this in your math notebook as a long division problem, keeping your numbers in their respective squares. So how would you write this out as a long division problem? Go ahead and spend a moment doing that in your math notebook. Pause if you need to. Okay, so here's how we write that out. 948 divided by 6. So I've written the steps out here. Again, we have those handy, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so what you're going to do now is I'm going to have you pause the video with this problem written out. I'm going to have you try to solve this problem on your own. Then I'm going to go ahead and solve it. I'll talk through the problem as I am solving it, and you can just double check your work. If there are any parts of it that don't match up with the work that I'm doing, it'll be a chance to notice, oh, like what did I do wrong there? Maybe I can try that again a little bit differently, and just be a chance for you to be a bit more independent and practice this on your own, but then also get to see how I'm solving it and how you might want to approach it a little differently next time. So go ahead and pause the video now and try this out. Have fun with it. Good luck, and unpause the video when you're done. All right, let's see how that went. So the first thing I'm going to do here is step number 1. That's divide. How many groups can I make? How many groups of 6 can I make with 9? Let's see here. Well, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So I can only make one group of 6 with 9. Again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can make one group of 6 with 9. There's not enough to make another group of 6. So my answer is 1. I'm going to write down my answer before I forget. Okay, and brings me to step number 2, which is multiply. All right, what is 6 times 1? 6 times 1 is 6. Now I'm done with step number 2. Step number 3 is subtract. Sister, subtract is 9 minus 6. Give that a try. Okay, what is 9 minus 6? 9 minus 6 is 3. And that brings me to step number 4, bring down, brother. All right, so bring down the 4 right here. Now I have 34. All right, and repeat. Step number 5 is repeat, rover. So I have to go back to step 1 again. Divide. How many groups can I make? How many groups of 6 can I make with 34? Well, let's see here. One group of 6 is 6. So here's where your multiples are really important, and some of those basic math facts, because I'm going to go 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 18. So I'm just kind of going through the multiples of 6 until I get to a number that goes past 34. Then I know I've gone too far. So let's try that out. I've got 6, 12, 18. Next up, let me think, is 24. Then 30, then 36. 36 is too big. I have to stop before I get to 34, because I want to know how many groups I can make with 34. So I'm going to erase 36 so it doesn't distract me. How many groups did I make? How many groups can I make? I can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Write your answer down before you forget. 5 groups. All right. And how much is all this together? Well, 6 times 5 is 30. And the next step here is subtract. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract here. 4 minus 0 is 4. 3 minus 3 is 0. So I have 4 now. And that brings me to step, so I'm done with subtract 3. Now step 4 is bring down the 8. All right, now we go right here, 48. So repeat, start back at step number 1 again, divide. How many groups of 6 can I make with 48? I'm going to get rid of that 0, it's a little confusing. How many groups of 6 can I make with 48? Well, what I like to do here is go back to the multiples that I wrote down earlier, if you need to. If you don't know how many groups of 6 make 48, I can just kind of keep going with my multiples of 6. I can go 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Let's see, 36. And this time I'm trying to get up to 48. So how far can I go? We got 36. The next multiple would be 42. The next multiple of that would be 48. Here we go. How many groups is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 48 divided by 6 is 8. There we go. Step 2, multiply. What is 6? What is 6 times 8? 6 times 8 is 48. I just solved that, didn't I? Okay, so I divided all of those up. That's what that means. Now I do step 3, which is subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. And step 4, bring down, but there's nothing to bring down, which means that I need to stop. All right. So how'd you do? I'd like you to, if you have anything that gave you any trouble, or if any parts of this problem were different than how I solved it, or if you arrived at any different answers, go ahead and highlight those with a colored pencil, or circle them, and just jot yourself a quick note. What did I do differently, or what did I have to correct as I was solving it alongside Geoff? You can write a note in there and send me pictures if you want to let me know. That's going to help me really help you out. And if nothing else, if you write down that note, next time we chat and talk and work on this together in person, you can go back to that note and let me know what you found challenging and what you had to change. We're going to do one more of these together independently if you still need to, if you still want to, just so that we have a lot of practice going through these steps. Hope you had fun, and good luck with this work on your own. Welcome. In this last lesson here, we're going to do a little bit more practice. You're going to solve this long division problem independently, and then I'm going to work through it with you. It'll be a chance for you to review and see if there was anything you had trouble with or needed to practice a little bit more, and chance just to see if there's any part of this that you find extra challenging, or that you're having difficulty with, that you might want to discuss with me next time we have a chance to chat. So here's our problem. 112 divided by 7. How many groups of 7 can I make with 112? Why don't you go ahead and say that real quick. How many groups of 7 can I make with 112? That's the question here. So in your math notebook, go ahead and write down this division problem as a long division problem. So prepare it as a long division problem, and then solve it on your own using these steps, and we'll review it together. I'll go ahead and do the problem myself, and you'll have a chance to see if there are any parts of it that you were finding difficult, or perhaps not, and you'll be ready to do this independently in some follow-up work in IXL. 112 divided by 7. All right, go ahead and pause now, solve the problem on your own independently, and we'll check back in a moment. Okay, hope that went well for you. I'm going to go ahead and write down the problem myself here. And I'll kind of walk through this, and we'll see if the way that I'm solving it is any different than the way that you solved it. See if you ran into any problems, or if you got the answer right. So the first step is divide. 1. How many groups can I make? How many groups of 7 can I make with 1? Well, I know that I can't make any groups. So rather than write anything down, I'm going to actually just stretch this number out. I'm going to stretch the number out from 1 to 11. because I couldn't make any groups of 7 with 1. Look at that. Nope. Can't make any groups of 7. Nope. So I'm going to just include more of the dividend, more of this first number here in my problem to start with. So how many groups of 7 can I make with 11? Let's see. Well, I can make 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. That's too big. So I can only make one group of 7. So I'm going to write my answer down now before I forget. Notice I left this space empty because I didn't make any groups of 7 with 1. All right, next up is multiply. 7 times 1 is 7. Then subtract, that's step 3. 11 minus 7, I'm going to count up from 7 to 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was 4. Step 4 is bring down. Bring down that 4. Bring down the 2, rather. Here's 42. And repeat. So go back up to step 1. Divide. How many groups can I make? How many groups of 7 can I make with 42? Let's go ahead and find out. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Have I gotten to 42 yet? I have not gotten to 42 yet. 35, 42. Here, I'm counting by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. How many groups did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. Record my answer up here. All right, next up is multiply. 7 times 6 is 42. Now I subtract. 42 minus 42 is 0. And I would bring down, but there's nothing left to bring down, which means it is time to stop. So there's my answer, 16. All right, I'd like you to work on this independently, and let me know if you have any questions with this work.